Hey, lovely people, it's me, Jess. So, I've been going through the news headlines, and the first news headline I see is that Zoom lays off 1,300 employees as a part of their 15% workforce reduction. Their CEO, Eric Yuan, announced this on Tuesday, and they sent out a message to employees. The CEO laid out a narrative that it's, basically the company overhired during the pandemic to meet surging demand for its video conferencing services. Now, remember, in the midst of the pandemic, Zoom as a company, their stock price was surging. Everybody needed Zoom because that was really the best alternative for video, the best secure alternative, unless there's companies like, Facebook, Amazon that have their in-house tools. A lot of businesses went to Zoom, and now they're feeling, obviously the back to normal, people going back in the office. Not everyone needs Zoom, and they're not getting a surge of new customers. Obviously, the pandemic was just crazy in terms of that. So the other thing I noticed is that there have been a number of CEOs that have come out and, management that have come out to say they are taking pay cuts. Yuan, the CEO of Zoom, is reducing his own salary by 98% for the fiscal year. And on top of that, he will forego his bonus for this year, 2023. So tell me what you think about that. The other thing to highlight is that in the latest news of layoffs, Boeing has laid off employees. eBay has also laid off employees as well. So here's the headline. They're saying that the latest Labor Department data shows this is still a workers or candidates job market. After the number of open roles in the U.S. surged to 11 million in December, the economy then obliterated forecasts by adding more than 500,000 jobs in January 2023. This was unexpected by many, and this actually pushed unemployment down to 3.4%. Right now, obviously, depending on your industry, it's going to be easier or harder for you to find a job following a layoff. But it seems like the market is still fairly decent. We'll kind of see in coming months what will happen. Now, remember what I just said about the CEOs taking pay cuts. There's a trend of that happening. Well, tech giants are actually looking at their middle manager jobs. So that is the next target. So Meta, for example, has been on this flattening process where they're asking a lot of its managers to shift to becoming individual contributors. So people that are not managing people, right? Or the other alternative would be to leave. Bloomberg has reported this from numerous anonymous sources. So the CEO, Mark Zuckerberg, actually said on a conference call, according to sources, this was following the major layoffs that happened last year, that they would trim middle management in underperforming projects this year. Google, which, owns YouTube, it's actually owned by Alphabet, they also shared that it has more than 30,000 managers or middle managers, right? So the other thing to point out is that higher level job cuts are also happening. It's not just, the tech giants, but it's happening across media companies as well, and your staple companies. There are other companies like Intel, Fedex, and then we mentioned Boeing before. So it's happening across the board. Another thing I want to highlight in the news headlines today is Microsoft's AI-driven play for search. It's a product from OpenAI. I actually went into it in my last video. I'm typing in different questions about things, and the Chatbot is answering them in a fairly decent way, like in a way that someone could write up a report. Is it very human? Kind of. Is it kind of bot-like? A little. And the reason I say it's bot-like is that if I asked it a question about something like, who was the first Black millionaire in the United States, Or if I ask it, maybe that's not a great question. If I ask it, hey, who are the most famous or who are the most interesting Black women engineers in the United States, it's going to just kind of list out the people from searching the web. It's not going to use anything real, as in, hey, I'm interested to know this engineer is a Black woman and was an AKA, was a part of the AKA sororities. The chatbot doesn't really get that as an interesting fact, right? So it's great, but then there are still some things that can be improved. Okay, getting back to Microsoft. So Microsoft has upped the stakes in this world we're in right now, which is the world of artificial intelligence that we've been talking about since 2019, 2020, at least here on YouTube. So they are reinvigorating their internet search engines with their own AI technology. The company has announced this past Tuesday that is integrating OpenAI's next generation large language model into its search engine Bing, which is a version that's apparently even more powerful than ChatGPT. And we know everyone's been going crazy over ChatGPT. This was just launched 10 weeks ago and everyone's talking about it. So they are launching this new version of its Edge browser or Bing, and they're incorporating the new AI features into a sidebar. Google also unveiled Bard, its own AI chatbot, this past Monday. There are going to be a lot of competitors in this space of the AI chatbots and this AI technology. So it's not just going to be about ChatGPT, but also Microsoft, Google. I am assuming also the other big tech names are also going to come out with their own, right? Their own chatbots. So there's going to be a competition, of course, right? So that was the headline that kind of caught my eye today. There's a lot of other things happening as well, but those were the ones I wanted to bring to you. Let me know what you think about all of this and anything about the Zoom layoffs, the other layoffs that are happening throughout the, throughout the U.S., and then also this push for these AI-driven chatbots and new technologies that it looks like right now, at least, it's going to be OpenAI versus Microsoft versus Google. And who knows what else may come out in the next coming weeks and months. With that, I'm going to leave you, but I hope you enjoyed the video and I will talk to you later. Bye.